Hello everyone, welcome back to our Algebra 2 class. Will be our second video about unit circle, and in this video we are going to continue our conversation about the relation between unit circle and the special angles located there. So as we mentioned before, when we draw the standard position of the angle, like a rotation diagram of the angle, the terminal ray will intersect with the circle at certain point, and the coordinate of this point will tell us the position of the angle and indicate what kind of angle is actually in that position, such as if we know this is 0, 1, the coordinate. We know the possible angle can be 90 degree. Of course, you can also say this is negative 270 degree because they are all coterminal angle. That's why when we introduce a coterminal angle, we mention as long as they share the coterminal ray, that's why the position is actually similar. So that's why, this is actually linked to this one. So the coordinates can indicate the value of the possible the amount of the angles. So today, as we mentioned, besides the special angles we mentioned like 360 degree, 90 degree or 270 degree, we also have some special angles. We can generate its coordinates based on the relation we mentioned. This unit circle has equation x squared plus y squared equal to 1. So we are going to use this equation to help us to figure out some special angles and its coordinates. Let's check the first one, 30 degree. Again, any angle we are introducing here is actually, remember, the position of coterminal, the terminal ray. So if we have, several angles, they are all coterminal angles, which means they share the same terminal ray. That means they will have the same coordinates. Okay, first of all, let's draw a possible like nice 30 degree here. And this is going to be xy. So this part we are going to figure out what is x, what is y here. So first, I'm going to draw, again, this is going to be our 30 degree here. And the vertical distance is actually the y part. And of course, let me use a different color. The red part indicated here, this is actually x, right? And we know x squared plus y squared equal to 1 because this is the equation of the circle. Now, if you do remember, and also do not forget this, let me use a different color. So this distance is 1, right? So this triangle here, this is exactly why we actually mentioned this as the equation, as you can see in this right triangle here, x squared plus y squared equal to 1. So there's several things we are going to say. The first of all, so for the y part, when we deal with 30 degree here, the opposite side of 30 degree is always half of the hypotenuse, meaning y is going to be half. So that's something we know. This is going to be a half. So what we are going to do is I'm going to just replace half of the value of y into the equation equal to 1. And now I am going to use this one to help us to solve x. So for a student still considering why this is a half, this is a special property of 30 degree. The opposite side of the 30 degree is half of the hypotenuse. Okay, to solve x, I'm going to subtract 1/4 for both sides. And this is 3/4. Then in order to solve x, I'm going to take a square root of both sides. Then this is going to be radical 3 over radical 4. Of course, this is going to be radical 3 over 2. So this coordinate, let's write it down here, is radical 3 over 2 half. This is a special unit, a special coordinates for the angle 30 degree. Of course, any angle, if they are coterminal angle with 30 degree here, they will share the same coordinates because we only focus on the coordinates here, where the terminal ray intersect the unit circle here. Okay, so that's the first special angle we are going to talk about here. We have another two angles here. Next, I'm going to introduce a 60-degree angle. So 60-degree angle, some students might wonder why the next one is jumped to 60 degrees, that, double size with 30. Soon you will see why. Again, let's draw a possible 60 degree here. So as you can see, the focus on here is we are going to find x and y. What is the x? What is y for 60 degree here? Remember, this is 60 degree. So the reason I want to introduce this angle after the 30 degree, because let's draw this right triangle here. So as you know, the vertical distance here is actually y, and the horizontal distance here is actually x. And we know x squared plus y. Y squared is equal to 1, same as what we mentioned before, because this is unit circle. However, if this is 60 degrees, since this is a right triangle here, we know this is going to be 30 degree. So it's very obvious, similar to the one we mentioned before, right? The opposite side of 30 degree is always half of hypotenuse. In this case, it's actually half of 1, because 1 is our distance of hypotenuse. So we know x is half this time. So all we need to do is plug into the value of x into this equation. Then this is going to be half square plus 1 square, y square equal to 1. Then this is going to be 1/4. And actually, we don't need to, rush to solve everything here, because similar to here, we do exactly the same process to solve the value of x, right? We do exactly the same thing to solve for y. So we'll end up the same value for y, which is radical 3/2. So this coordinates is half radical 3/2. That's another special thing here. Again, so you probably wonder, why do I have to find the coordinates? These values will help us to define trigonometric function in the next lesson. So that's why we are going to use this as a foundation. So later when we define the value, you will know exactly why we have these values. So please be patient here. We're actually close to the real deal soon. Okay, so we figure out the 30 degree is radical 3/2, half. Then 60 degree, this next one is going to be another special angle. It's actually between 30 and 60 degree, which is 45 degree. So let's draw a 45 degree, which we know the whole, quarter of the circle is 90 degrees. So 45 degree is exactly in between, right? So we just, so our job here is going to figure out x and y. Remember, this is 45 degree. Okay, so now same as what we did before, we know the vertical distance is the y, because this is a y coordinates, and also the horizontal distance is going to be the x. So what do we know for this special case is, first, of course, it is belong to a unit circle, so x squared plus y squared equal to 1. Next thing is important. If this is 45 degree, we know this right triangle, this is also 45 degree, right? That's because all three angles end up, to 180 degree. Of course, they are going to adding to 90. So if this is 45, this is 45, that means x and y, they are the same thing. So all I need to do, I'm not going to solve actually two variable here. This is actually, I'm going to write down here, x equal to y. So I'm going to solve x square plus x square equal to 1, because they are the same. I just replace this as x. Of course, you want to replace both as y, same deal, because they have a same value. So combined together is going to be 2x squared equal to 1 divided by 2, cancel, x squared equal to half. Now I'm going to square root both sides. So this is going to be radical 1 over radical 2. Some student might say, can I keep the answer as 1 over radical 2 here? It's actually in math, we prefer to keep the denominator rationalized, meaning we do not keep this as decimal, fraction, or radical sign here. So I'm going to make some change. What I do, I'm going to multiply its the same value. If you do something on the bottom, you will do the same thing on the top. So then the answer will be radical 2 times radical 2 is going to be radical 4. And top part is radical 2. So this one changes to 2 because square root of 4 is 2. Now the x is radical 2 over 2, and we know both values are the same, so I can just write down both coordinates. Okay, so now we finished this part. And also one more thing I just want to remind you is any angle who are coterminal angles with 45 degree will have the same coordinates. Okay, just because this is, this is the value of this is the coordinates of the terminal ray intersected with the circle. So that's why the value will be the same. Okay, so we actually talk about the 30 degree, 45 degree, and also 60 degree. And this is all in the first quadrant. Of course, if we just keep drawing this, we actually gonna have all different kind of values and all different kind of angles related to this one. So the third video, we are going to give you the whole picture of the unit circle look like this one. Don't be afraid of, don't be scared when you see this. Later, when we introduce this one, you will know exactly why, they are related. It's actually quite fun, quite interesting when you notice this, changes. Okay, so this is our second part of the unit circle. As you can see, there are so many things around this topic. Later, I'm going to see you in the third video to have a, quick look of the whole unit circle and see how these special angles related to each other. Okay, see you soon, everyone, and take care.